go. One car leads, one car chases. James Dean, the higher qualifying driver, because he is our current points leader. James the Machine Dean will lead. Dylan the Dozer Hughes in the chase position. James Dean, that Ford Mustang, coming to that first front clip. Whoa! Lifting that front tire once again. You can see how loose that suspension is. Dylan the Dozer Hughes, he's going to try to chase him down. But James Dean, masterclass, puts it right there in that second outside zone. That's the inside clip. That's the second inside clip. Out here, that is the course indicator. Now coming back down the hill, the first inside clip is the last inside clip. So James Dean with him knocking over, him or Dylan. Again, you just have to go off your muscle memory right there. There we go. We are one half of the battle in, top 16 here in Atlanta.
Yeah, three-time champion James Dean showing us how it's done very early. You can see that just touching that clip, knocking it out of the way as they start to come up the hill in the first outside zone. Needs to fill all that. A little bit of a left foot brake, getting into the second outside zone, filling all of that, as you can see by the lines on the ground. Hits that touch and go. Dylan Hughes following in behind, wanting to mirror the angle, get as close as he can, keep that proximity. We're off to an amazing start.
Yeah, I think that's a great, good, clean way there. I think Dylan Hughes, to be quite honest, he's going to need to rise to the occasion. He knows who he's going against. He gave him a lot of respect with Lorette Nickel. His interview says, James Dean, never heard of him. Joking, he did. He says he knows how well he can drive. He respects him, but gosh darn it, you love him, but you want to beat him.
Yeah, James Dean, I mean, he's arguably one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. But Dylan Hughes, a fast up-and-coming star, he has knocked some giants out of the water.
Absolutely.
That might happen here.
Yep. All right, Dylan the Dozer Hughes will lead that royal purple O'Reilly Auto Parts GT Radial BMW. James Dean tip to tail with that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Whoa, James, he gets more with Dylan Hughes, but Dylan Hughes takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Going that first outside zone, that rumble strip. Going to the second. Oh, he puts that back tire in. Now again, deduction, not an incomplete. Dip that one back left tire. James Dean, he does have good proximity, good transition. Dylan Hughes, very fluid. Wraps it around that last inside clip. Let's elaborate on one more time. Not saying this is, not saying this is a one more time, but just saying when we see it one more time, it's based off of we'd rather see a good run, a reward. We want to see him again as opposed to not a good one.
Yeah, there were a couple of small mistakes that were made here, but not a ton. James Dean getting very aggressive. You can see him locking up all four. Just a little bump. Nothing too crazy. Nothing like we saw with Rome where he shot him off into the gravel. Dylan Hughes doing a phenomenal job there through the first outside zone, but pushes him just a touch wide through the second. Makes him leave that zone early. Good job through the inner clip. Now, James Dean pushing and hunting to try and get as much proximity as he can to transition to this last section. That cone just wavering in the wind. Just scared. Just a little shaken.
Yeah, shaking in its boots.
Yeah, taking a look here again. Dylan Hughes out front. There's the little contact. Very slight contact. Dylan Hughes powers through it. Keeps going. And you can see as they come up the hill here, James Dean again mirroring almost perfectly the same line and angle that Dylan Hughes has got, but not the same proximity, not as close. So you need to have all three. You're trying to balance making sure that you look exactly like the driver in front of you while also being as close to the driver in front of you.
Gets the win, unanimous. But Matt Field, he's got something to prove. He wants to say that, hey, I don't care what happened earlier, I'm going to throw it down for my town. Talking about the Bay Area, the Beast of the Bay. That first inside clip, takes out that inside clip. That Borla exhaust, heat wave, lead customs, a little bit of shimmy there into that first outside zone, going up to the second. Matt, he feels all of that coming now into that second inside clip, coming down the hill, and you can see the elevation change there when they come back down the hill into what is the last clip. There goes Jeff Jones. You can see quite a departure there from Field and Jeff Jones.
Yeah, Matt Field's looking really gripped up. Now, this could be a part of, kind of some strategy or just part of the track cooling down, but take a look at this initiation. Really gets that inside clip well. Now we see the proximity as Jeff Jones starts to power up that hill to the first outside zone. Matt Field just dipping off into that red dirt. And right here is where it starts to fall apart for Jeff Jones. See the proximity change. See Matt Field start to take a very wide line and cut to an in line. Now as they come across, Matt Field could have been wider in that last section.
Atlanta, but Frederick Osbo, he's had a lot of success here in ATL. Here we go, Frederick Osbo, a big gap between them. Now going to that first inside clip, Kazuya slides out of it, up the garage, operated by Jerry Yang Racing right here in Georgia, into that second outside zone. Now into that inside clip, look at it, ooh, man, that's very uncharacteristic of Frederick Osbo. Oh, big swing from Kazuya, shuts it down. Straightens out a big correction there. That will be a deduction on the side of Kazuya Taguchi. Seems like maybe the conditions change, and we saw this with Pro Spec. Again, temperatures drop, grip, right, and the mechanical grip, and what's going to happen to all your equipment, from the tires to the trans and all that.
Yeah, Frederick Osbo here pulls a big gap on Kazuya right off the bat, and then hucks a ton of angle, and you can see Kazuya not entirely sure how to respond. Frederick Osbo, known for being almost perfect in these lead runs, and you can see it here. Fills that is a perfect second outside zone and a nearly perfect inside clip. And then as he runs through the rest of it, Kazuya just trying to figure out what to do, trying to make up that ground, while Frederick Osbo basically puts on a clinic for a lead run here at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, that was, I mean, he just pulled right away
man.
from him. And, you know, the start chicane here, for what you guys, for those that are just joining us or have never seen this before, that chicane for the lead car, what the intention there is, so it's not a drag race to that first clip.
Yeah.
So they whittle through, they thread the needle. The chase car, the car on the right, essentially can leave the line prior or a little bit later, but obviously you want to time it perfectly to go tip to tail and initiate almost identical at the same time. Straight line approach there for Frederick Osbo. Initiates, getting that rumble strip, and Kazuya Taguchi, you see him initiate, but then he comes out of angle a little bit, but Frederick Osbo bathing in that smoke. Now coming up the hill, Osbo taking a shallower line, but he's still got that proximity. Good angle there from Kazuya Taguchi, but Osbo, he still keeps it close. Oh! Kazuya exits stage right, gets in the grass. And again, it seemed that Kazuya's car is not running healthy. It's not 100%. Got a little bit of a throat tickle, coughs, and then burps and goes off to the right. That was an unfortunate turn of event there for Kazuya Taguchi.
Yeah, I think there's another issue that's going on that manifested itself here at the end. But Kazuya Taguchi throwing a ton of angle in, almost like he shut the car off and started it up again, and then able to get through the rest of it. As we come up the hill here, Osbo, knowing that Taguchi is having problems, stays back. Through the keyhole here, starts to hunt in. You can see him using his pedals, using some left foot brake, stabbing the throttle a bit, and then once Kazuya shuts it down here, Osbo he doesn't even need to finish the lap at this point. He's just having fun, getting some laps in, getting some reps in. And yeah, Kazuya clearly fighting some sort of problem as we see the Norwegian flag there, and some young fans. You rock, love it, love it. Hey, I believe that is Simon Olsen's family hanging out. So all of Norway cheering on the Norwegians. Frederick Osbo taking out Kazuya Taguchi and moving on.
All right, so Frederick Osbo gets the win. It advances on. Again, the Norwegian flag is waving for both Frederick Osbo and Simon Olsen. You can see Kazuya Taguchi.
Maintain that aggression.
So Forrest, the Style King, and he now has grip to match. And, you know, I think he has a pretty cool initiation, similar to sort of how I would like to do it. That gives me a lot of confidence. I can bomb in behind him. And then, what is it Castro always says? Just take the wheel from there.
Frederick, thank you so much. Jared.
Thank you so much, Lorette, as he talks about Forrest Wang. He gets his bye run, unfortunately, with the comp timeout being called by Ken Gushi, and then you saw it just boosh, just shut down on him, and just Control-Alt-Delete.
A few all-wheel drive cars out there. It's nuts. Lots of diesel drift cars. Makes it
crazy. All right, here we go. Norway versus Dominican Republic. Simon Olsen will lead in that field suspension right, and high-vis yellow S. Jonathan Castro in the GR86. He explodes that front clip. Now into that first outside zone, hits that rumble strip into the second outside zone, top of the horseshoe. Simon Olsen digs a little bit deeper, goes past that inside clip. Simon avoids hitting it. Castro does tap it over, not too aggressively, and now bring it around that final inside clip. Pretty straightforward. You know, could you make some corrections there? Of course, seemed like Castro was maybe scrambling a little bit, but Simon was pretty tidy.
Yeah, Castro is playing a very predictive game in the chase there, and I'll get into that in a second and show you what I mean. But Simon Olsen out front, great job through that first inside clip, pushing out nice and wide, filling that first outside zone. And right in here, you start to see where Castro's, you know, phenomenal ability to chase. Cuts the line, mirrors the angle really well, and look at how tight that transition is. You couldn't fit a piece of paper in between them. Starts to predict the transition there from Simon Olsen. It was a phenomenal lead in the chase. I mean, in the lead. And really, now that Castro is going to be swapping over and into the lead, he's going to have to do the same, but Simon's going to have to do the exact same thing, but with more proximity, and that's going to be the hard part. This is a track you can have a lot of proximity, but you have to be careful because of the number of transitions. Got to pull the car away, let the car in front transition, and then dive back into the pocket.
And timing is
so
everything.
Timing.
And you've seen these veterans, you know, like watch Forsberg. You know,
Yeah.
he's somebody that has so much track experience here. You know, and it's just being comfortable with your car. And as you said earlier, Castro does a good job chasing. It's predictive. I like what you said there. But again, separating the winners from the losers, you know, in this scenario, it's timing. It's driving right into that pocket. Here we go. So now Castro will be up front. Simon Olsen in the chase position. Talking about comfortability, Simon Olsen, him and his car are really just getting in that synchronicity as Castro goes past that inside clip. Big angle there from Simon Olsen in the chase position. Castro, big angle from him now. That first outside zone. Slides into that second, and there it is. Look at that. That proximity there from Olsen. We'd like to see a little bit more angle from him, not just that proximity. Now outside of that horseshoe and one more clip. Looks like Olsen, he did get aggressive. You know, is it that X factor? You know, just that like, whoa, like holy cow. Pretty straightforward from both of the guys, but I think there are kind of some deciding factors on one side that I would say, all right, slide in that way.
Yeah, so let's take a look here. Love that initiation from Jonathan Castro. Does a good job through that first inside clip. As we transition up the hill, you can see Simon starting to hunt him down, pulling a little bit of angle out of the car to gain the proximity. And Jonathan Castro definitely struggled through the second outside zone, and that's an area that the judges hold very critical. They want to see you fill that zone out. As we come through here, Castro with a huge left foot brake, tight line through there, and Simon Olsen driving above his gears is something he has struggled with. I mean, he struggled with this a lot before he jumped onto the field suspension camp, was just getting too aggressive and playing himself, basically. But we're seeing, hey, love that hat. We're seeing that he has grown up and now driving, you know, like he's been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, just the comfortability he has here. Olsen and Castro, slide him left for Olsen or right for Jonathan Castro. It looks like Simon Olsen, you're out. So here we go. Alec Robbins initiates. Dan Burkett, is he giving him too much room, too much respect? We'll see. Coming to that first outside zone, up the hill, now into that horseshoe. Ooh, Alec Robbins comes a little bit short there, allowing Dan Burkett to kind of cut the line, massage his car. Good proximity in that smoke. That's where you can easily get lost.
Oh, speaking of.
Wow, Robbins came up short. It seems like he kind of clipped that inside clip, that last one.
Yeah, I'm very, very concerned about that blower belt. So I was looking and listening for signs of that. But out front, good job to that inside clip there. Rad Dan doing a great job. Look at mirroring that angle perfectly. Robbins didn't have a ton of angle through there, and neither did Rad Dan. That's what their judges are looking to see. Robbins out further from that cone. We want to see him at that first hash mark. And it was kind of through here. I wasn't sure. There were some signs that right there, just not having the power to push the car out wide makes me a little bit concerned that maybe Robbins lost another belt late in that run.
Yep.
We'll have to see. I can't remember if he still has his 5 minute, but if he doesn't, he's gonna have to run at NA with like 500 horsepower maybe. So, which, you know what, Robbins can do it. He could.
But in the chase position,
yeah, that's gonna
be difficult. If he was in the lead position and with minimal horsepower, that throws a wrench in the system. But
and we don't acknowledge it enough. Like, leading first has some amazing benefits, but also has a ton of drawbacks.
Yeah.
So it's not always the best play. Like, you don't get to choose it, really, but you know.
There's our judges. Shout out to Brian Eggert, Robin Ishida. Happy Mother's Day. Robbie saying that to his lovely wife, and Reese Marin. Brian, I know you want to say Happy Mother's Day to your wife as well. All right. Get that BC Racing clipping point set back up. Thank you to our hardworking Formula GIF staff and crew. Look at that dirt. Right? So where that inside clip is, you know, imagine driving just your factory car, you know, your OE car, maybe you have a hooked up car, but slam it, wheels, low profile tires, and then put it in that hole.
Yeah.
That's going to cause damage. And I'll tell you, when you go counter course and you hit what's the first inside clip and makes it the third, going back against that razor's edge, it could cut you.
Yeah, rumble strips are not meant to be driven on. And
no.
yeah, you're doing 90 miles an hour through there. You do not want to dip a wheel on that first initiation. So swap it around, Rad Dan out front, see how it goes.
There we go, Rad Dan Burkett. Alec Robbins in that chase position. Rad Dan Burkett, straight line approach. Looks like Alec Robbins has got that power. Yeah, he's still got, oh, we got it. Look like you're just throwing sparks as he deep beat on that front right. That was crazy. Whoa, Robbins. He's applying all the pressure right now. He's got nothing to lose. That kid signs it. Oh, buddy. Did he beat on the front right or just throw sparks for the heck of it?
Something is big angry under Alec Robbins right now.
Wow. That was absolutely wild. The sparks from that front right corner. He went back in time, dude. 88 miles per hour.
Yeah, let's take a look. He might have dipped a tire in there like we talked about. We might have predicted that. I think he did. I think he dipped a tire into that little well we've got. Oh, no, right there. I wonder how the arm came off. Wow, all right, getting to the actual run, though. Rad Dan doing a good job through first outside zone and second outside zone, but Alec Robbins right there like a nightmare through the whole thing. Shooting sparks, breathing fire. Love to see it. You can see him shallowing up there. Rad Dan doing a good job out front, but Alec obviously taking some damage in battle and, yeah, struggling to get through. But, I mean, huge props. Like,
yeah,
that's what you need to do. You take a hit, you keep driving, you just keep pushing and see what happens.
Yep. All right, so look at that. Judges analyzing what went down.
Judges use their hands all the time. They talk with their hands more than their mouths. It's crazy.
So, yeah, we're looking at that BC Racing side by side. Here we are just analyzing every inch of this track.
Yeah, so a lot of proximity from Alec Robbins there in that first section. Second section, you can see where the damage is done there, but Rad Dan now having more proximity. The judges are probably looking at the leads where Rad Dan was much deeper through that zone, but then shallower through that inside clip as we transition back out. Alec's taking even more damage. Rad Dan pretty wide through that section. Now, you don't have to be tucked in there, but if you start to go so wide, it becomes almost impossible to chase that. So that could be something they're looking at. Usually when we look at the side-by-sides, they're really, really looking at leads. So that's my guess here. You can see the discerning faces of the judges there.
Oh, no yawning.
No.
There's no yawning. No yawning allowed.
There's a coffee truck in the back.
Go get some coffee.
Go get some
Go get a Rockstar energy drink. Get some energy. Guarana, B vitamins, all the supplements.
The new one's got lion's mane in it. It was, it was delicious, too.
All right, Alec Robbins, Dan Burkett, slide him left for Robbins or right for Dan Burkett. Rad Dan gets the victory. Doing a bunch of things, but, you know, Brandon's been really fixated on drifting there. Let's see a little spark fly up there as Odibakshi's past that inside clip, now ripping up the hill. Odibakshi's into that first outside zone. But look at this. We're seeing a great battle here from Odibakshi. Odibakshi's, look at Brandon's composure. Looked like he was going to go into him as Odi maybe checked up, but Brandon Sorenson dialed. Oh, buddy. Talk about that composure, that contact.
All right.
That was interesting. Also, you know, here's the judges. Take a look. Also,Odi's accelerometer, the lights were all on white, so you're not going to see the accel or decel that we're seeing like on Brandon's car.
Let's take a look here. So you can see Odibakshi's kind of a straight line approach when it comes to that inside clip. Punches that really quick through here, but Brandon Sorenson not letting him get away. And then through that first outside zone, things look really good. And then right here, Odibakshi's uncharacteristically just kind of checks the car up, hucks a little bit harder, and then as we come through this last section, Brandon Sorenson doing an incredible job. And then we come through the last part, you can see Brandon making contact and pushing Odi wide and looping him around. So it's going to be some discussions about who's at fault for various things. Odi does have a big checkup through the second outside zone, but Brandon kind of gets on the brakes and sees it right there. Oh man, that could have been real nasty. But it's right here as we come through. You can see Brandon diving in and Odi not able to see if he checks up or slows down. We talk about these lights on the side. You can see on Brandon Sorenson's accelerometer lights essentially.
Taylor Hole's was an alternator seized, so unfortunate for him. But here we go. Let's see what kind of battle we got here. Rome Charpentier, Christopher Forsberg. Rome Charpentier RCP in that garageistic BMW Forsberg. In that smoke of the Vitor tires, pulling away from Christopher Forsberg, that VR powered all new Nismo Auto Parts NOS energy drink, all new Z. Now oh, look at that. Oh, just knocking off that bumper. And there we go. As far as Rome Charpentier keeps on keeping on. Looks like the car's back up and running. Great lead run by RCP, pulling away the veteran three-time champ. I'm seeing some sparks off that front left. What is going on with the sparks, dude? Is everybody welding their cars on the go?
I'm wondering if that was brakes. That's kind of what it looked like. Yeah, like he would have been on the brakes coming up that hill, so they were sparking off. But let's take a look here. RCP doing a phenomenal job out in the lead and just putting on the rocket boosters here as he takes off. Not many people gap Chris Forsberg, but he just did. And you can see another left foot brake there as we come through that second outside zone. Rome dialing it in. Could have been a little bit deeper through that inside clip, and that little kiss there from Chris Forsberg. as they're able to power through the rest of the run. Rome pushing real wide, staying on the limiter. Well, Chris Forsberg surprisingly getting caught a little bit behind there on Rome. As we swap over.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there. You can see the clock there to the left, 7:30. Now, keep in mind, Sorenson was at fault, so Odi Bakshis is allotted a 10-minute complimentary timeout because the contact was caused by Sorenson, so this is not cut into what he's allotted, one competition timeout. So that, again, does not utilize his competition timeout. Here we go, back to the action. Forsberg and RCP. Forsberg leading. Nismo Auto Parts, Nismo Parts, NOS Energy Drink, all new Z on those GT radial tires. Initiates. Rome Sharpener looks like comes out of angle just a little bit. Forsberg transitions back up the hill into that first outside zone. Now coming to the horseshoe, RCP right there. Forsberg hammering down in that VR. Forsberg, you can hear him rap, and he cuts it down.
There it is.
I was gonna say the car did not sound 100%. You can hear and it just seemed like it was sputtering, and then contact to the back end of that all-new Z. Rome Sharpener, man, that car, woo! He is I mean, out of respect, just stopped. I mean, the whole back end. I mean, looks like taillights, back bumper. I mean,
okay. All right. We need to, so a couple things we got to see. We obviously got to go to the replay, understand, assess faults, see when things shut down, when contact was made. But let's take a look here. Chris Forsberg coming down the line, big e-brake pull, gets on the throttle really early and starts to push it wide. As we transition up, Rome getting caught a little bit behind, having to go take a bunch of angle out of the car. As we come through here, you can hear things popping off. And then through this section.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I don't know. Maybe it was a scenario. Sorry to cut you off. It almost like it impeded on the transition.
Yeah, similar to what we saw with Simon Olsen as well.
Yeah.
Back things up a little
And literal.
bit. Yeah, so the question becomes, was Chris already slowing down when the contact was made, or did he slow down because the contact was made? So this is where some of the accelerometer, decel lights can come into play.
Okay, all right. I think that angle's a little more telling. I did hear, again, rev limiter popping and locking, but you saw Rome make a correction. I think that angle, if we play that again, that's really gonna...
Not a deceleration zone, and he just kind of plows into him. So he was expecting him to be on gas, going through it, and continuing out the keyhole, and he just doesn't do that.
All right, so Rome Sharpener, you mean interclip 2. Yeah, no problem. Interclip 2, there's contact up top. Odi Bakshis and Brandon Sorenson. This second run here, Brandon Sorenson, high flying, the Air Force BMW. He's going to lead Odi Bakshis, giving chase. Again, currently third in points. Let's see what Brandon Sorenson, see, he's got some ground to make up. All right, Brandon Sorenson go to lead, coming down the hill into that first interclip. Let's see how Odi Bakshis, there it is, Brandon Sorenson, good initiation from him, passing inside the massive angle there from Sorenson, now coming up the hill into outer zone 1. Sorenson ripping and gripping, coming into that second outside zone. Now into that second clip where we just saw that damage there. Brandon hammering down, can barely hear yourself think. And Sorenson, I said he had to make it up, and he heard me, man. Look at that. Past that inside clip, that final clip. But take into consideration that, let's just, was it an incomplete?
So,
this is where we lean on the judges.
Well, we talk about lead versus lead, chase versus chase. So let's talk about that a bit here. And it's not definitive, that's how this is being judged, but take a look at Brandon Sorenson's lead run. Good job through the first inside clip. As we come up the hill for the first outside zone, he fills all of that. Odi Bakshis definitely lagging in behind. As we come through that second outside zone, that is where Odi made a large mistake. Inner clip, not too bad there from Brandon Sorenson as they transition back out. So when we get into this, it looks like, and the judges are calling for a side-by-side, which is great, because I'm hoping will help explain this. Odi did make a very large mistake in the second outside zone, where in that same run in the chase, Brandon made a large mistake following at the last section. Here, Odi does not, I wouldn't say make a large mistake in the chase, but he isn't nearly as active as Brandon is. Brandon was being very, very aggressive, so aggressive that he obviously made contact. So that's what the judges need to take a look at as we are going to pull up here our racing side by side, so you can kind of understand a little bit better. So we do want to see, we obviously know where the mistakes are made. Was Brandon's lead better? If so, was it so much better that it makes up for the mistake that he made? Because we know in Odi's lead, he made a large mistake. So Brandon very, very tight on the chase here. You can see Odi right here. That's where he makes a large mistake. It's basically to get him into that inside clip, whereas Brandon doesn't make the same mistake. So it's a lot. There's so much going on.
Yeah,
Very difficult to break it all down here, but at the end of the day, what you have to ask yourself is, was Brandon's lead run so good that it makes up for the mistake that he made in the chase? Or, you know, was the mistake that Odie made not so big, but his chase that wasn't nearly active, you know, overcome that?
Yeah, and I'm talking to Sage over here. We always kind of go offline here and talk, and he says where he hit him, he goes across the finish line. So is that you got to complete? It's just like any run. You got to complete the run. But dude, talk about battered and bruised.
Oh.
RCP, like you said, he's still got a smile on his face. How we doing out there, Atlanta? Make some noise! You say howdy, get rowdy. That's what's cracking out here. Round 2 of 8 of the Formula Jet Pro Championship. Everybody, put your lights up on your phone. Oh, we got real flash. We got lightsabers. Let's get weird, nerds. That's what's up. Turn on your lights. Light up the night. One more battle, or one more definitive decision here to find out who forges our Torque Motorsports Grade 8 Torque Drift 2, the official drifting game of Formula Drift. Reese Marin, Brian Eggert, Robin Nishida hitting their tablets, getting into the cerebellum of Brian Eggert. No pressure, buddy. Could see right there, could see your horoscope. He's a Pisces. All right, anyways, we got this 2022 Chevy Traverse down here. All right, let's slide him left for Odie Bakshis, or right for Brandon Sorenson. One more time. Odie Bakshis. Odie Bakshis gets the win. And Robbie, put on the headset, brother. Odie Bakshis gets the victory. Robbie, is this our first battle? First battle of the Grade 8. First battle of the Grade 8. James the Machine Dean, tall drink of water. An all-American battle here of the vehicles. Matt Field, the Beast of the Bay. Now, where's Matt Field going? Matt Field, he goes to left field as James the Machine Dean powers his way in that first outside zone. Now in the second outside zone. James Dean, our current points leader. Matt Field, that Borley exhaust Corvette, having some issues here. And keep in mind, he uses competition timeout. So you only get one competition timeout. He used it previously when Jeff Jones had the deep beating. He didn't need to do that. And wow, what an unfortunate turn of events there for Matt Field. Now, James Dean needs to take into consideration if Field is maybe down on power, lacking that performance. How do you chase that? It's a hard act to follow.
Yeah, you can see right here, Matt Field already struggling. Either he initiated too soon, tries to keep the car on course, he center punches that inside clip. Well, James Dean doing a great job out in the lead, filling for outside zone 1, filling outside zone 2, crushing inside clip, 1 there. And then right here, you can see that RTR Mustang just pushing, and the amount of speed and grip that those cars make is just nuts. Well, Matt Field lagging behind. Matt Field is normally one of the fastest cars we have on grid. Something is going on. He had a lot of hesitation there at initiation. That could have been part of it. But regardless, he struggled through this run. He obviously struggled a little bit earlier. Are there other gremlins that they haven't been able to exercise at this point? We're not sure, but they're going to swap it around, and James Dean's got to take care of that.
Look at these numbers. 1,249 horsepower to be exact.
Oddly specific, yeah.
Weirdly specific. I know Ireland is cheering them on. We'll see the luck of the Irish brings them any luck. But Matt Field, the Beast in the Bay, I'll tell you right now, he is not running 100%. He is kicking himself for using that competition timeout. Just didn't have the communique that Jeff Jones had that beating in his previous battle. Red lights extinguished, and it's go time. Here we go. Set it! Matt Field, James the Machine Dean, our current points leader, 3-time champion. He'd love to get a 4th, and Matt Field would love to get his 1st. But now let's see if he's running 100%, see if he's got a little lozenge for his throat, and he gets that unsprung voice. Here it is. Now it's loud and proud of that Borley exhaust. Goes to that first outside zone. Now coming to the second outside zone. You can see James the Machine Dean now coming in. And there we go. And look at it. I'm telling you, with Matt Field maybe being down on power, having those issues, James, you can see the good proximity, good angle. Now coming in that final clip. I mean, all signs are saying, unfortunately, for Matt Field, James Dean, that chase position, that was a tough one.
Yeah, James had his number all through that chase. He made a lot of great predictions. He pushed really, really hard in the beginning here. So take a look at Matt Field's initiation. And then James Dean, just like a shark, hunting him down very slowly, allows him to change direction. Now, upside, James Dean being right-hand drive, able to stay out of the smoke in there. Bit of a, great benefit of having the driver's seat on the opposite side as they transition through here. Now he's able to start to look at Matt, understand the angle that's going on, and predict that transition as they come back up the hill. So Matt Field definitely had a lot of mistakes in the chase on his run. Does a really good job in the lead here. I don't want to take anything away. Dips a tire on the grass through that section, but I don't know. It's really tough to say. James Dean definitely had him on the chase. If we go back to the lead, did James Dean have a better lead run? If not, then now we're down to splitting hairs at this point in time.
Yeah, you know, that was just really odd, you know, very uncharacteristic. RTR for life, bro. Let's see that tattoo, young man. Get that RTR on your chest, on your, like, thug life. Get that 2-pack. Get that 8-pack, like V8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
8-pack.
Makes sense.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Let's keep it weird. Dude, do they not have the 2-pack statue anymore here in Atlanta?
I
used to visit too. I don't know if they have it anymore. I'm kind of bummed on it. But there it is. James the Machine Dean gets the win. It's unanimous. Look at this guy. I know I got more, but he's got to put it against Forrest Wang. Here we go. Oh, Forrest. He applies the pressure. Big swing there from Frederick Osbo. Now coming to that second outside zone. There goes Osbo. Look at Wang. The BCL, Big Country Labs Wang gang sticking out of the smoke like a shark fin. Dialed in. He's got blood in the water. And this 3-time champ is put to the test by Forrest Wang. You know, we always kind of, you know, I wouldn't say criticize, but Forrest always had massive angle, but the speed, and he's found that. He's really found that. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, and he's able to wrangle it in there. He made a bit of a mistake in initiation, but doesn't overreact. Starts to use the inherent parts of the track where you can make up ground. Through the keyhole here, gets very, very aggressive. Frederick Osbo out front, looks like he's got his wheel speed dialed in. He's able to keep that car very settled. Lots of smoke, putting up the smoke screen, but also able to keep the tires underneath of him. So, love this initiation by Wang. Looks like there might have been a bit of contact there, but Forrest Wang able to keep things sorted, able to keep things, you know, under control, and not pushing so hard or making large dives or grabs just to keep things settled. So big mistakes in there from Wang for sure. Frederick Osbo out front, one of the best lead runs we've seen today. Forrest Wang's got to throw hard. I expect to see a big initiation from Wang here.
Yeah.
Maybe to try and shake Osbo off his tail, and then see if he can shoot it out of the hole from there.
Shake your tail feather?
Exactly.
He tried so hard, but in the end, it doesn't really matter.
Got so far.
Got so far.
Yeah.
But in the end, does it really matter?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
It might matter. We'll see.
It might matter.
It's the win. It might matter.
It starts with one.
It does.
One thing.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. Here we go. Forrest Wang out front. Frederick Osbo in that chase position. Here comes Forrest Wang. Again, that Big Country Labs Wang right in the face of Frederick Osbo. And he did exactly what you anticipated, Jacob. Big entry. He's going against it. Oh, here comes Osbo. Up the hill. He's not going to let him run away with it. Osbo in formation. It's a dogfight here. We got the 808, the Hawaiian driver against Norway. Look at this place.
Wow.
Wow. Looks like Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, Killer Mike, everybody's in the building. Cheech and Chong, I mean, this place is a smoke bowl right now. Look at that. Forrest Wang gang, big Wang thing. Put on one heck of a lead run.
Yeah, Forrest Wang very fast into initiation, holds the angle for a long time, doing exactly what I thought he would do, try and shake Osbo off him, but isn't able to. And we can see here, Forrest starting to push out nice and wide. Osbo doing a great job, just poking at him. I'm still here. Little jab, little duck and dive as they come through that inner clip. And Forrest Wang with as much speed as we've ever seen out of him, trying to outdrive and outspeed Frederick Osbo, which is not an easy thing to do, but Frederick Osbo showing why he's a multi-time champ, showing why he is able to take down so many different drivers in so many different ways. As we come through the keyhole here, once again, look at the angle that Wang is getting through here. Holds it on and then whips it back around, but Frederick Osbo able to time it, keep the angle, keep the proximity, mirrors it all the way through. Absolutely love it.
Full throttle, full focus. Oh, Osbo. Drive like your kids.
Love it.
No. You want to drive slow? Be responsible? No, dude, let's get weird. Let's get creepy. Here we go. 1 vote for Frederick Osbo. 2 votes for Frederick Osbo. 3 votes for Frederick Osbo. There it is. We're halfway through our Grade 8 Torque Motorsports. Forrest Wang, great battle. But guess what? A battle of the Titans.
Best. It was a clean battle. And yeah, into top 4. I'm not sure who I'm battling, but
Going to go against Frederick Osbo, so we'll see you in the top 4 against that 3-time champion. Guys.
Whoa! left. He saves it. Going into that first outside zone. Loses it. Almost goes into the wall. Simon Olsen, another Norwegian pilot, continues on. Dan Burkett gets it out there. All right, so, dude, what happened to Burkett?
Man, that was wild.
The rumble strip just grabbed him, man.
Yeah, I think he was trying to keep up with his good buddy Simon Olsen, and yeah, you know, you dip a wheel off, like we said, it's like a saw going up there. It's gonna rip into the side of the car, and Rad Dan gets a little rowdy in the dirt. So let's see here as we transition up into that first outside zone. Dan goes real wide, catches it, center punches, yeets off that clip. Looks like he's driving out of it. That beautiful Mark IV Supra holding up, although that wing has seen better days. That is the active arrow you don't want.
And the crazy thing about Dan Burkett, that car will come back at our next round and look just mint.
Yeah, you'd have no
flawless.
idea. Look at that.
Oh, bro.
Oh, man.
Can't park there.
No.
Ew.
Oh.
That was not Rad.
Not
that
so
was,
much.
That was actually,
the opposite.
You know, Rad Dan, that was the complete opposite of Rad Dan.
Yeah.
That was dar. That was Darnad.
Darnad.
Darnad, bro.
Don't do that, Darnad. Oh, man.
What's your name backwards? I'm Doraj.
Bukevich.
Bukevich, I'm Doraj. Yeah. Egas Nar over here.
Yeah.
Brian Sage. Yo, amazing turn of events here. Oh, dude, Dan went off track. He DB'd, and that will be a forfeit on the side of Rad Dan. So all joking aside, an unfortunate turn of events for Rad Dan. Oh my gosh.
That was violent.
His wheel was a shovel, and he cannot dig it. He didn't want to dig it.
Viewer discretion advised. That was violent.
NC-17, kids, look away. Oh my gosh, look at this guy.
So brutal. Let's watch
dirty.
it
I need to
again.
take a shower.
Oh,
Cow.
Oh, that drone. Oh, the drone.
That could have caused crazy damage, but regardless, it did DB'd.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately for Rad Dan. Yeah, unfortunately for him. You Stoke, Simon Olsen, another Norwegian. These Norwegians, the Norwegian takeover. I love the fish soup there.
Yeah, big fan.
Did you have the fish soup?
I did have the fish soup there.
Love
Let's have some like crazy pizza too. They cut it all weird. I don't know. It was delicious though.
Expensive, that Oslo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all joking aside, like I said, Rad Dan digs that back left corner in, and what a big hit there. I see his wife over here, Renee. She's still smiling, but that's just their attitude. I know the car will be mint. Livery looks great, but not when it's covered in mud. Sorry, Renee.
Yeah, red's not Dan's color.
Yeah, no. What's red, brown, and mulleted all over? Well, that's Rad Dan. So here we go. We're going to see Simon Olsen take a bye run. Oh, there's Joyce. Look at, and again, Joyce, I know Dan's like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Just that, golly.
Oh, man.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Here we go. Simon Olsen bye run. Let's lay out. Listen to this V8 Vortex overcharge, fuel suspension, pedal commander, GT radial, S14. Simon Olsen. Jacob, you're Chucky doll, but let's see what he's got. Speaking of Chucky, Osbo's already in it. Here we go, Odi Bakshis. That fuel suspension, S chassis. Car looks similar, but it's got the orange roof instead of the high-vis yellow. Odi Bakshis, look at this. He's on rails. This car looks like it's magnetic. Oh, buddy. Throws up that dirt cloud, little brown cloud. Look out. Outside of that keyhole. And look at Rome. Just not shy at all.
Yeah.
Well done by Rome, Sharpener, and even with Odi going off in that second outside zone.
Yeah, Odi is struggling in that second outside zone, which is very rare to see Odi struggle, period. But see here, good initiation there. Rome following in suit behind, would like to see him a lot closer. Odi not going super deep to that first inside clip. First outside zone looks great. Rome doing a good job in the mirroring and decides to cut some line here and cover a bit different of a line in order to keep proximity. Second inside clip looks great there from Odi, and then the speed goes on. Rome's car is definitely hurt. There's no way that thing is running at top tier. He's doing everything he can. Here's the hard part though. Rome's car, we know that alignment is as good as it's gonna get right now. Odi, who's gonna have a perfect alignment, has got to find a way to battle this out without being inactive and without just slamming into the side of him.
Yep.
So it's tough. It's really tough when you're going up against an injured car at this point. Like there's a lot to think about.
Well, you got like you said, perspective of how much do I trust fall this person?
Right.
You know, you're like, all right, hold my arm, trust fall. You know, how much you really trust them.
This is one of the only sports where you have to trust your opponent.
Right.
You have to know that they're going to do their job correctly so you can do your job correctly.
Here we go. RCP, sorry to cut you off. RCP, Rome Sharpens here coming down the hill. Padoodle, whoa! There we go, losing parts here. But again, it was a fed. Oh, buddy! RCP goes rallycross, goes onto the grass. We'll see. We're going to have to run that back.
Yeah.
We are definitely going to have to run that back because Odi Bakshi's finished out. He doesn't even need to finish it out.
No.
But I think it's smart because, oh my gosh! Holy cow. Make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Get out, Odi. Get out. Get out. Get out, Odi. Get out. Hit that. Oh, son of a gun. Get out. I know he's out. Get out there, fire. Oh, shoot. God, what the heck? Oh, no. Hey, round of applause that Odi's outside of the car. That was a big explosion. Round of applause. Make sure that Odi's okay. Wow. That was intense. Yeah, that just exploded. We are getting the score here, so slide him left for Odi, who obviously, wow, look at this. Odi Bakshi's gets 1 vote, 2 votes, and now 3 votes. So Odi Bakshi's gets the win, and Odi would have to drive. James Dean, guaranteed 3rd, even if he loses, and of course, because Odi, you know, that would be crazy. But here we go. James Machine Dean, our points leader, going against Frederick Osbo, currently 5th in points. 6-time champions between these guys. 3 aside. James Dean back at it. Seeing that speed there, mile per hour, lifting it up. You can see the accelerometer there on their windshield going into that first and now into the horseshoe. Ooh, James Dean comes a little bit short on that second outside zone. Now past that second inside clip in the horseshoe. Frederick Osbo navigates outside of the horseshoe. Now past and into that final clip and past where that oil was, so that's good. I think, you know, we're seeing smoke, not seeing it get loose. That's a good thing. Track is clear. Thank you so much to the staff.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. I'm just, you know, one, I haven't eaten a lot, cranked a lot of Rockstar recovery. I need some recovery.
Yeah, James Dean doing a really good job in initiation. Obviously, a little sketchy through that section. Gets back on the power right away. Frederick Osbo, phenomenal transition there. So hard to do. Buried in the smoke. Holds that outside zone almost better than James Dean does, who gets into late into the second outside zone. Great job through that inside clip. Frederick Osbo once again fighting that Rockstar Supra through the smoke and able to keep things intact. A little bit of hesitation as we come up the hill. These drivers are pro. They've driven in all sorts of conditions. Kitty litter is not a problem at this point, but look at that transition. Frederick Osbo, I mean, he was known as the robot for a while, and it's just he's so perfect and knows how to anticipate every single move that's happening for the driver in front of them. And you've got James Dean, multiple-time champion in front of you. You know he's going to run hard. You know he's going to run clean. And that's what we saw here. Osbo anticipating, Frederick Osbo just doing what he does best, driving clean, driving phenomenally. Now we're going to swap him around. This is going to get wild.
Yeah, I think Osbo is really going to twist the screws. He wants to get it back. And you said statistically they've gone against each other 11 times.
11 times. James Dean has won 7. Frederick Osbo has run 4. So there's some redemption that Osbo wants back here.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. Frederick Osbo, the Norwegian Hammer out front. James the Machine Dean. Again, 3 championships on either side, and here's Osbo, big angle. James Dean buried in that Nitto tire smoke, now coming up the hill. Big angle from Osbo, look at this. Can he get it back? Really well done on that second outside zone by Osbo. James wasn't out there. Look at that dial. Oh, wow. Headlight to tail light on that transition between Osbo and Dean around that final clip. And Jay's massive angle, he slaps back using all the course. That was a tank slapper, a knee slapper, and he was slapping the base big time. Dude, that transition,
man,
that was so sick.
Look at the angle that Osbo throws in here. We talk about him being a robot, but damn, he's got some style programmed in. That was amazing to see out of Osbo. James Dean getting gapped a little bit coming up there, and Frederick Osbo absolutely crushes the second outside zone. That is crucial because James Dean did have a rough time through that section, so Frederick Osbo knows his spotter would be telling him, hey, this is the spot you can make up ground. If you can crush outside zone 2, you're going to have a massive advantage. So this is going to be tough. I have a feeling we're going to get a side-by-side here, but look at the amount of angle that Osbo, it's almost like he knew the kitty litter's not going to have as much grip, so he can just huck it and let it ride coming down that hill. Damn.
Yeah, you're talking about the stuff that picked up the solvent?
Yeah. I feel
you
like
think he's using that to his advantage?
And I wouldn't put it past him. I think he's like, hey, I know that this is going to let me slide a little bit more. I'm going to huck 90 degrees and hold it for like 40 feet.
Again, you know, talking to Papadakis, kind of the mad scientist down there, I was talking with him, and this is what every team is doing, just really driving for that victory on every single run. We saw in 32 on how electric that was. Here we go. Who's going against? Simon Olsen. Osbo gets 1 vote, 2 votes. There it is. Frederick Osbo's going to the finals.
And Simon Olsen is coming up and fighting and being scrappy. Like, this is huge. This means so much. Yeah, this is wild. So check out the buy run here from Simon Olsen and let that thing scream.
Yep, let it rip, Tater Chip. Sight lap first, now by run.
Yeah.
Go up, change his tires, and then get ready for an all-Norwegian final. Statistically, what are we looking at, Jacob? You looked it up. Road Championship. We know it's a Norwegian, but which one's it gonna be? Simon Olsen leads, Frederick Osbo chasing him down. A Rockstar energy drink. Toyota Supra. Olsen initiates. Good angle for both of them past that inside clip. Simon Olsen on rails, up the hill, that first outside zone. Look at the angle from Olsen. Osbo. Olsen puts it right that second. Look at Osbo. Shallow on that second inside clip. Now transitioning into that final clip. Olsen is absolutely dialed. Wow. Olsen put it looked like Osbo of yesteryear. I mean, just again, was it the big wow X factor? I think he was, you know, kind of maybe trying to force Osbo into chase position and make a mistake, but really well done by Olsen out front.
Yeah, Simon Olsen using all the tracks. He gets into this initiation of our final run, does a good job through that inside clip, doesn't quite punch it. Frederick Osbo getting lost a little bit in the smoke as they push up to that first outside zone. Simon keeping the smoke going, only using a little bit of that decel zone, filling all of outside zone 2. Could have been a little bit deeper on that inside clip. Frederick Osbo mirroring Simon Olsen almost perfectly. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, man, you can tell these guys have driven together for years. You can tell the competition. Simon Olsen just trying to lay down a Frederick Osbo-esque run. But you see some wavering there from Frederick Osbo in the chase, in a little bit deeper. You know, that is a spot where Simon Olsen can definitely make up some room, is in that keyhole. And you know his spotter Max is going to be on the horn saying, look, if you want to beat him, this is where we're going to beat him. It's going to be in the iconic keyhole. You've got to door him. Yeah, he's going to have to door him, and he's going to have to fill that second outside zone. Osbo came up a little bit short on that second outside zone, and that has been a critical point, what the judges have really been focusing in on. But to your point, what you brought to attention is that second inside clip in the keyhole. Olsen wasn't as close. Osbo was. So here we go. Let's set it for potentially the final time. Who's going to get the win? Osbo or Olsen? Osbo out front. Rockstar energy drink. Toyota GR Super. Nitto tires. Massive angle. Olsen now throws it in. Osbo center punching that inside clip, but Olsen not even in the same chat room right now. Going into that second outside zone. Olsen does come up a bit short here. Osbo, again, undefeated against Olsen. Olsen wants to get it back. He's looked up to him. Osbo gives him nothing but respect until right now when it comes down to that top spot. Osbo and Olsen, an amazing battle. Did Olsen do enough? There's James Dean. High five all around. Wow. Yeah. I mean, you can teach an old dog new tricks. That was, I mean, almost a backy coming down the hill there. So once we switch back to this replay, take a look at this initiation. Wow, at like the one cone, Frederick Osbo is already sideways, but he does center punch that cone really hard. First outside zone does a good job, leaves a little bit too early, but then starts to fill most of the second outside zone and does a really good job there through that inside clip. Simon Olsen doing everything he can basically to keep up with this absolute rocket ship of a Rockstar Energy Drink Supra to come across the line. So a couple of spots here on the lead where, I mean, as much as it was sick to see that initiation, look at that, that's beautiful. He does center punch that inside clip. That is a detriment to his run there. Simon Olsen doing his best to follow that. Is it a followable initiation? Really, really hard to say. Yeah.
Yeah, this is getting hairy here right now. Just talking to Ryan Sage, president, and just analyzing this run. Were there mistakes? Yes. Do we have a winner? Oh, look at this. Look at that. You got 5, 10, 15, 30 for Osbo. According to these guys,
it's tight.
It's real tight, kids.
Never go slow, work hard like a rhino.
Well, if we have a winner. Hey, how's everybody? You guys want him to go one more time? Should we see him go again? Well, guess what? You know when the graphic comes up, they are going one more time! Look at this, the fans are elated. Talking to Jacob here, talking to Ryan Sage, and there it is. They are going one. When you know the graphics up, they're going one more time. If we had a winner, we would have brought him up. But the case is, they are going one more time. So guess what, kids? We're still partying here under the lights. Frederick Osbo, Simon Olsen, and wow. So get some fresh rubber. Hey, one of the judges throwing the headset. Robbie, come on, man. Let's hear ya. This is the finals. Let's get excited, brother. What transpired there? One more time from y'all. What's up?
I think the biggest reason why we did do it one more time was, there's separation between these two cars, but at initiation at the inside clip 1, Frederick Osbo kind of center punched the inside clip, so that kind of gave a separation to Olsen to try to keep up with him. And after that, he couldn't close the gap so much, but we kind of put that into Osbo's fault. But Osbo did do a little better at the outside zone too, and it's, going back and forth and looking at it, we thought one more time would probably be the best result.
I love that you brought up essentially cutting the course there on that inside clip. That created that gap, and that was kind of the point of contention for me, where I was maybe leaning towards Olsen.
Yeah.
But I like that you pointed that out right out of the gate, and he did fill that second outside zone. I think if Osbo wrapped around that first initial inside clip, then he would have gone to Osbo.
Yeah.
Because he did the necessary things, but that gap was really definitive in my eyes.
Yeah, battle's so nice. Let's see it twice.
There we go. Maybe thrice. We'll see. When we come back, Norway wins. Is it Olsen? Maybe 3 maybe 3. I'm trying to recount, but
not many.
But here we are in the finals, and I think it's justifiable.
Yeah.
Love what Robbie said. Oh, look at this. We're under the car of Olsen. Oh, buddy. That's not a good thing. Olsen's up in the air, and it's not that back end just for rubber. We got somebody under the car.
Do we have an official 5-minute? I don't see a clock out.
Yeah, I do not see a clock. I see Kevin Wells there. Is this a comp timeout, or is this just kind of a standard?
Okay.
Oh, he's thrashing.
I was looking at tools. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing there. So could have just been something to tighten up the front end. I mean, it's hard to say.
Thank you guys again for sticking around. Those in the building or online. Lorette, what's going on? The wrong end of the car is up in the air.
Yeah, I know, Jared. So as you can see, there's work going on Simon Olsen's car. The team is reattaching a wire. I was trying to basically ear hustle and listen to what was going on and what they were talking about. But there's a wire that's come loose, and so Odi Bukevich is in the front, and there's a team member under the car. You can see all hands are on deck. Simon is in the car, and again, I think I heard it was an alternator wire.
That's critical. And talking to Chris and the team up here, turnaround traditionally 7 minutes. So, you know, they're about at 5-6 minutes, about a minute left on a turnaround. And Olsen does not have a competition timeout.
Okay.
Because he used his. So this is hypercritical. This would be such a crazy way to lose.
It is possible. I mean, depending on the battery system they have in there, it is possible to get 2 runs done without any delay. It would be tight. It'd be very tight. I don't know if they've got a jumper box already on it. There are ways to get this to work purely on battery power alone, but it is going to be very difficult for that to happen.
Hey, real quick, if you're here in the building and you lost your wallet, gentlemen, Fernbrook Drive, we have your wallet. If you live on Fernbrook Drive, head on up here, sir. We have a wallet, and I'll just say the name, right? Travis Brigman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis, we got your wallet up here, buddy. So if you know Travis Brigman, come on up here. We got your wallet. See my man up here in the tower with the red shirt. He's got your wallet. So Travis Brigman. So time is ticking down here. Kevin. You see Kevin there, our official, looks like.
Yeah, wheels
okay,
on
boom.
that gun.
There you go.
All right, cool.
Wheels are on. I'd love to see him run. You know, just give him that beat. That's the right thing to do. And again, turnaround 7 minutes. There we are. Power's on. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good sign. I want to see him run, dude.
Yeah, of course.
Shoot, give him 10 minutes. I don't care.
Man,
Like, sorry.
I
know I'm not the official, but want to see him run.
We get paid
this is the
by
finals.
The hour, so, yeah. So we get paid by the hour, so.
Yeah, no, run it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey.
All right.
No problem.
Norway representing. We are sending it in the Bob, the burnout box at ATL. Again, Papadakis saying, you know, you got to run this at 11. Here we are at 12. Local time, 10:30. What a day, what a night, what a weekend. From, you know, arriving Wednesday night, the Type S night lights party across the streets. Thursday, you know, all the seating brackets of Pro and Pro Spec. Going into last night, TLO, Tommy Lemaire gets the victory. And then here we are, James Dean, Frederick Osbo, Simon Olsen on the box. In what order? Wow.
Yeah, this is nuts. I mean, the one more time on top of it just adds to the drama. It just makes this more incredible. You know, it's going to push Simon Olsen to drive harder. It's going to push Frederick Osbo to drive more accurately, which is so funny that that's what's going on right now. Because I mean, you know, a year ago you would have said the complete opposite of that. It would have been, you know, yeah, Osbo, yeah. So it's great to see the Norwegian fans out here as well. All the fans. I mean, it's packed. It's still packed. People are still here. This is amazing. This
is great, man. And this is any indication of what's going to happen. You're going to want to follow the whole season. Again, Orlando, E-Town. It'll be Simon Olsen will lead. Frederick Osbo will give chase due to their qualifying. So Simon Olsen leading once again in this one more time battle. So Osbo chasing him down. Simon Olsen, fuel suspension, Ineos oil. Let's see what he's got. Lights are on. Let's send it! Olsen out front. Osbo chasing him down. Olsen with a little slow trickle there. Let's see this angle here. Whoa, buddy! With lack of angle, kind of rolling into it there, Jacob. Now coming up the hill in that first outside zone. Here comes Frederick Osbo. Some wavering, going to the first outside zone, getting to the second there. Simon's like, all right, I'm going to put it in there. So does, oh no! Olsen shuts it down! Olsen goes left! Olsen shuts it down! That'll be for sure to complete a massive advantage for the three-time champ. That stinking wire, man, I tell you what. What a turn of events. No competition timeout.
No.
And there we are, Papadakis team, Castro, James Dean looking on, Sean Hillier. Wow.
Not.
Shout out to Parker Jet Dienda. I know he's watching. Friends around the globe, Norway watching. Osbo top of the hill. What a bummer.
Yeah.
I know you've worked with Olsen and his team in years, and you've now since removed yourself. So you've seen the growth of Olsen. You see the eyes. You see the look. Oh, what a bummer. The head shake. The body language speaks volumes. You could read his mind.
Yeah, if he, you know, obviously if he can start the car, whatever it is, we can get it moving again. There is a chance of another battle, but if that's it, that's it. So it's tough. So close, so close. This would have been Simon Olsen's potential maiden win, but at the end of the day, your car's got to get across the line. You've got to finish first. You have to finish. And as we see the tow truck come out without a 5-minute timeout, you know,
It's gonna be it.
that's gonna be it.
I mean, do you just default and tow the car up to the keyhole? You know, I mean, that's.
Yeah.
What a bummer. There it is. Frederick Osbo. He makes his way back up to the start line, and what a crazy turn of events. Attrition.
Yeah.
And this is it. Running at 11, getting the cars going. You know, and think about this here. You know, here's just that gremlin. That gremlin, you know, we saw the gremlin come out of the block of Odi Bakshi's and shoots out. Let's look at it again here.
Yes.
Shuts it down, exiting that keyhole.
Simon Olsen looked like he was on a heater there. Very smooth in that transition. It almost throws Frederick Osbo off as they come up through that first outside zone. Simon getting in nice and deep, just flirting with the rumble strips. We start to see a bit of hesitation there through that first outside zone. And then right there, that's it. I don't know if it was a power cut or what it was, but either way, that car shut down. Frederick Osbo finishes the track to victory. And that, as we said, is probably going to be it for Simon Olsen. Really rough way to go. It looked like a great run, and we already saw a big mistake there from Frederick Osbo in the chase. So it was a huge opportunity that, you know, it went up in smoke. That's it. At the end of the day, that maiden win for Simon Olsen goes up in smoke, and he's got to try again in a couple of weeks. The Bakshi's camp's got some work to do on 2 cars, it seems.
You know, yeah, it's just, you know, hey, Osbo stoked. You don't want to win this way, but here he is. You know, undefeated 5-0. Now goes to unofficially 6-0. He doesn't have a timeout. Oh, jeez. Oh boy. Looks like it slipped.
What a shot.
Yeah, it's just, you know, the air got sucked out of the room. You'd love to see just a good battle. You know, it seemed that, you know, Osbo was, up until that point, he was giving, Olsen had a good lead run.
Yeah.
Osbo was right there.
Yeah.
Then he shuts down.
There was an opportunity there for sure in that run. I mean, it's really easy to say what could have, should have.
Oh, look, I thought it started.
No, getting the toe off. So I believe Frederick Osbo will have to do his closing lap here, but without a competition timeout, there's not much Simon Olsen can do. So.
There's the Olsen family. They're so proud of him.
Yeah.
You know, Simon should definitely hold his head high. I mean, back-to-back, again, unofficially second place.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a comp timeout. This will be a bye run. Don't know how Simon's going to get down to the keyhole, but
we'll get him there.
We'll get him there.
Yeah.
We'll get him there. And you know, again, let's. So yeah, they're gonna carpool down there. I'm sure James Dean will maybe give him a ride. I don't know if he wants to ride with Osbo down there, even though they're country compatriots. I got to think he's like, nah, not gonna ride. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not calling you as an Uber right now.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah. Oh, gutted for Olsen. What an amazing run. Make some noise for Simon Olsen and Frederick Osbo, our finals here at round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. What a battle. From tip to tail, from Thursday to Saturday night. And we're gonna do it all again 6 more times in the Pro Championship, 3 more times in the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. So here it is, a celebratory bye run for Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo, 3-time champion, 5th in Long Beach. He's gonna jump up by getting this victory.
Yeah.
We'll see mathematically where Olsen and James Dean wind up. Again, the win for Dean at round 1. And there he is, burning up those Ditto tires. Celebratory bye run for Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. Big backy entry, opens the trunk for Flair. Woo! Rick. Going course, having some fun, a celebratory run for Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo, having some fun. Oh, he's DQ'd, his trunk open. That's it.
Hood pin gate.
That's it. There it is. Congratulations to Frederick Osbo. He gets the victory and some smoke-filled, super-filled donuts. Wow. Wow, what a event. 21 years we came here, and just the progression from 5 years in 09, 10 years, there it is, look at that, taking a bow for the fans. He's been absolutely transparent to Lorette Nickel. Lorette asking the hard questions, and what a wild ride. Gets on top of his roof. We'll bring down James Dean, and we'll bring down Simon Olsen. You know how it ends, but make some noise for him here in the keyhole. Join us at the podium right here. Jacob Gens, he's gonna go head over, get set up for the podcast, the press conference. Norway wins, and the name is Osbo. So, James Dean joining him down here. And there is James Dean joining him down there in the keyhole. Let's get that media over there. Get them out of the car. Wow. See where Simon's at. What an event. What an unbelievable event. Join us in just a couple weeks, either in the building at Orlando Speed World or here online for our Formula Drift Championship. Look at that, 2 3-time champions. Again, James Dean gets the win in Long Beach. 3rd place here. Freddie 5th in Long Beach, the win here. But we'll do them their service. And traditionally, I announce the winner after 3rd place, but I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1 here because you know. So give them a respect, or respect is due. We got him? All right. Without further ado, your podium finish here. We'll see on the podium as they high-five and handshake. Oh, look at, still smiles on his face. 3rd place at round 2, the Type S Road to the Championship presented by AutoZone. 3rd place goes to your 3-time champion, pilot of the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5D with Pennzoil Lubricants from Ireland, James the Machine Dean. 2nd place, a hard-fought battle coming to us from Norway, pilot the Field Suspension Ineos Oil S15, hugs all around, GT Radial, Simon Olsen. Hugs from his competitive teams. And finally, your winner here in Atlanta, round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. They're speaking Norwegian down there. Everybody, yell "Skål" for your winner. Round 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, pilot of the Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra on Nitto tires, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. Norway, Ireland. That's how it went down here in ATL. Again, our favorite track, a driver's track, as Matt Field said. And now I throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's again always asking the hard and the right questions. Lorette, congratulations, down to you.
Congratulations to Frederick Osbo. Your last win came here in 22. Your last win was at Irwindale that same year.
Right.
Freddie, this was a slow boil, and you got to that burning point just at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I think Simon took the burning point a little, the boiling point a little further, but yeah, we got all the way today, and this is my favorite track, my favorite people, hospitality here, this sort of fast-flowing track in this green and lush landscape, and Super, I ran awesome once we fixed the issues in practice, and the boys have had my back all day. And you know, battling James was an obvious highlight. He was all in, I was all in, and we got the oil spill there. So it was amazing, and to be back on top feels amazing. You know, I count my days, and I worry about the day I feel like I don't have it anymore. And today I feel like we had it. So I'm pretty grateful, and to be out here with all these people, see the packed house, all my friends at Team Rowdy, Eivind, Cecilia from Norway, they're my lucky charms. Every time they show up, we win. So you guys better come more often. So thank you, everyone, for sticking around. Sorry about the wait, and see you guys next time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Fredrik Osbo, your winner, round 2 here in Atlanta.
Thank you so much, Lorette. And there you see Odi Bakshi rounding out the podium, or not the podium, but getting that 4th place finish. What an event. And taking a look at the standings overall, James Dean holding on to that lead by 2 points. 2 points. There are a ton of points up for grabs with 6 rounds left. James, Simon second. Fredrik Osbo jumps up to 3rd past Odi. RCP sitting in 5th. Wow. And here we go, the rest of the field. Gucci, Field, Wang, Burkett, Forsberg, top 10. And again, thank you so much on behalf of Lorette Nickel, Jacob Gettens, our whole Formula Drift staff. Congratulations to TLO, and of course, congratulations to Fredrik Osbo, your winner here in Atlanta. I'm Jared Deenda, the voice of Formula Drift. Thank you so much for joining us out here. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. We'll see you in O-Town. That's Orlando for the 3rd stop of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Send it, Atlanta.
Never go slow on